Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to talk about some empties. I don't talk about empties enough. I always have tons of empties. So let's go through my empty products and I'm going to tell you what's worth it, what I'll buy again, what I wouldn't buy again. Let's get right into it. Let's start with micellar water. I go through tons, like bottles and bottles of micellar water. This one is by far my favorite. It's from Garnier. It's the micellar water. It's an all-in-one replump. It has hyaluronic acid in it and aloe. This one just feels like it's not stripping my skin. My skin just feels, just soft, hydrated. Doesn't feel like it's been like, just torn to bits when I'm taking my makeup off. This one, on the other hand, as you can see, I went through the whole bottle. I'm really diligent. Like if I open something, I really, unless it's awful, I really try my best to completely finish it. This one I finished in 2 seconds. Like this is an absolute rebuy all day long. I have another one in my bathroom right now. It's always restocked for me. But this one, on the other hand, I want to like it. This one just doesn't do it. It's harder to remove my makeup. It doesn't have enough like oil to it to really break down certain products. So I had a really hard time in particular with like certain lipsticks, oddly enough, certain lip liners. Eyeliners, much more difficult to take off with this. And I felt like I had to tug and be a lot more rough with my skin. Now, don't worry, we're gonna get to cleansing balms in a second because I'm sure you're wondering why don't I just use a cleansing balm. There's many reasons why I use micellar waters to be my first cleanse. It really just breaks down my makeup in a really quick and efficient and not so messy way. But long story short, this one, totally skip it, not worth the money. Now let's move on to cleansing balms. One is absolutely, positively horrible. Let's get into the one that's worth it. This one is by far one of the best cleansing balms I've ever tried. I'm also very lucky. I do get sent a lot of free products from the brand Elemis, but I do run out pretty frequently and I'm always end up buying stuff on my own as well. This one is just magical. The way it melts your makeup off your skin, how gentle it is, the feeling that you have once your makeup is melted off is like, my skin just feels like satin, like silky, satiny, cushiony. It just doesn't feel stripped is my point. This easily takes off waterproof mascara, waterproof eyeliners, anything that is super long wearing. So like 24-hour wear, water resistant, whatever, rain resistant, sweat resistant. This takes it off with such ease and it's so gentle on your skin that it's just a must. Like I recommend this to so many of my clients because I've had clients tell me that it takes them, 5, 6 makeup wipes to take their makeup off. I'm like, no, you're just doing it wrong. You're just pump the brakes. You're just doing it wrong. You don't need those makeup wipes. Respectfully, just, like, let's not get into that, like how tough they are on your skin. Get a good cleansing balm. This is one I always recommend, amongst other ones too, but this is one of my top favorite ones. And every time my clients listen to me and they get this and they remove the makeup that I've put on them that's meant to last through an entire day of shooting, they're always like, oh my gosh, this stuff, I can't live without it. It just takes my makeup off so easy. I'm like, yeah, well, now you know. So this is definitely a repurchase. I'll continue to repurchase this. And also, like I said, I do get these sent to me in PR, thankfully from the brand, but this is always gonna be one of my favorites that I highly recommend. Now, one that I don't recommend, and this pains me to say this is from BaeBrow. I like BaeBrow as a whole, as a makeup brand. I think some of their skincare products are nice, like their eye cream and their vitamin face base is really nice. So I was really excited to try this. This is their cleansing balm. It's the extra cleansing balm, whatever that means. But this is just horrible, like horrible. I had to take so many different scoops and scoops of this just to try to like get it to work. It just doesn't work. Like literally it just doesn't work. Plain and simple, it's the best way I can describe it. So do not waste your money on this one. There are so many better ones out there like the Elemis one or honestly anything is better than this one from BaeBrow and it's really pricey. So definitely skip this one. Now we're gonna switch gears to face mask. This is probably one of the most repurchased items for me skincare wise. The original one I ever tried was sent to me in PR from Kale. Thank you so much to Kale. But after I went through that one very quickly, I repurchased this 2 other times. I also have a little travel size one now that I take with me when I'm traveling for work because it's really just a lifesaver and it's a way to pick up my skin and just literally give my skin like a pick me up when it's feeling like tired, fatigued, or if I feel like my pores are getting clogged, things like that are happening with like congestion and stuff like that. This really helps to brighten my skin and give it like a quick fix, like an instant kind of facial feeling. It feels extremely comforting on your skin, in my opinion, like the way it goes on, the way it dries down your skin. There's nothing harsh or too drying about it. So I really like that. And when I rinse this off, my skin, it feels like I got like a nice little mini facial. It really does. It's like such an instant way to pick up my skin and rejuvenate it. So if I didn't mention the name, it's the Vinergenic C+ Instant Detox Mask. It's just by far one of the best face masks on the market, in my opinion. And I've tried so many. So this is always a repurchase for me. Okay, speaking of what's worth it and what's not worth it, I have two different moisturizers. One is $20 and one is $100. This one I used all of. It's the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream. This one, as you can see, I've used all of it and then some. And I also have an empty one coming up that I'm going to be taking out of my makeup kit pretty soon. This is always in my professional makeup kit. This is one of my top favorite moisturizers to use on my client's skin. Let's talk about the one that's not worth it really quick. This is the $100 Magic Cream from Charlotte Tilbury. There was a moment in time where I totally bought into this hype and I was like, yeah, it's worth it. I'm gonna spend the money. It's like the Magic Cream. Like everyone uses it. Everyone that's bougie uses it. I have to have it. I have to have it in my kit. No, you don't. First of all, this is the worst moisturizer to use under makeup. I know it's a really strong statement, but honestly, I've tried to make this work when I first bought it because I spent the $100. Granted, I did get a discount because I do get a Charlotte Tilbury discount, but still, it was still 80 bucks after the discount and it's a lot of money. So I try to make it work, multiple attempts in my makeup kit to use under my client's makeup as a skin prep. This pills so much. It's so finicky. You have to be so careful with what you put underneath it and then what you put on top and then how you layer the products on top. It's just not easy to work with. And also it just feels like a thick, filmy primer type feeling. It feels like very silicone-y, like in a bad way, like just like a thick, filmy feeling is the best way I can describe it. It doesn't feel like when you put on your skin, you're instantly moisturized and your skin's plump and it's juicy and it's ready for makeup. It feels like you just have a heavy, thick layer of filmy product on your skin. So don't be like me. Don't buy into the hype. You don't need to spend your hard-earned money on a cream that is so overrated and so overpriced, in my opinion. And I really have tested this out so much. It's not like I gave it one try and I wrote it off like, it's not worth the money. No, I really tried to like this. So long story short, this is not worth your money. Save your pennies. Instead, highly recommend you get yourself a good simple moisturizer. This is a peptide moisturizer. It's from NATURIUM. You know I go hard for this brand because I love their products and I love how affordable they are. So that means when you run out of your $100 cream, you're actually able to afford to replenish it. So this is only 20 bucks. So when you run out, you know, it's not free, obviously, but you're getting incredible quality ingredients for what they should cost. Like it's not gonna break the bank. It's not gonna hurt every time you replenish your skincare. And for me as a makeup artist, every time I run out of this in my professional makeup kit, which is very often because I'm using it so much, it's not gonna break the bank replenishing it. So I can't recommend this enough. I've never had a complaint with a client when I've used it on their skin as a skin prep. And me personally, I love the way this product feels on my skin. My skin feels so moisturized, so plumped. It just does everything you need. It delivers and it's not overpriced. So always a repurchase in my opinion, and just skip the hype. Now, speaking of moisturizers, another one that I really liked, this is actually a drugstore one as well. It's the L'Oreal. This is so beat up. I'm so sorry. I like threw this in a bag of my empties and it broke the lid, but I used all of this up. I love the way this made my skin feel. I actually really in particular love the way this felt underneath makeup as well. So this is another great, more affordable drugstore type option as a moisturizer. It's the L'Oreal Revitalift Line Plumping Water Cream. This felt like a nice, juicy glass of water for your skin. And it definitely does a good job of sealing in any other moisture product. So I would use this either daytime or nighttime. If it was during the day, I would just seal in my vitamin C serum or whatever like hyaluronic acid serum I was using in the daytime with this. It still has enough moisturizing ingredients in it that it doesn't feel like watery, even though it says it's a water cream. It's a nice like hybrid of the two. This is about $32. You can get it at Ulta, wherever drugstore L'Oreal products are sold. It's 32 bucks. It's not super expensive. It's also not really cheap. To me, this does feel like more of a high-end moisturizer. It feels like really luxurious on my skin. So that's why I kept using it. And at nighttime, I would seal in like my retinol cream or my retinol cream with this to just lock it in. So I really like this. If you're looking for a nice drugstore alternative to more expensive face creams, this is a really nice option. It really does give you some great hydration and a nice like plumping effect. So definitely would repurchase this one. Let's move on to the last bit of skincare. This was like a very skincare heavy Empties video. I tend to run out of skincare more than I do makeup, to be honest, because I have so much makeup. Not that that's a funny thing, but obviously I test a lot of products and I'm always buying new things, so it does take me a little bit longer than like the average person to run out of certain products like makeup products. So let me get through the last of my skincare, which is Some sunscreens that I absolutely, positively am obsessed with underneath makeup. So both of these are incredible options, in my opinion, if you have more oily skin. So if you get really shiny throughout the day and you don't want a sunscreen that's gonna make you even shinier and like add to that, then these two are golden options. The first one is ridiculously inexpensive. You can get it on Amazon. I don't believe you can buy this anywhere in stores, so I'll make sure I leave the Amazon link for this. The price varies between like $8 to $12. I see like different varying prices, but it's under 15. Let's just say that. It's the BaeBrow UV Aqua Rich Watery Essence SPF 50 plus PA plus 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 plus. This just feels like a watery serum on your skin. Doesn't feel greasy, doesn't feel like heavy, doesn't pill ever. No matter what you put on top of this, no matter what you're doing, this does not pill. And to me, I can't even tell you how important that is when I'm looking for a sunscreen to wear underneath my makeup. Now, I'm always wearing makeup and I'm always wearing a sunscreen. So those two worlds always have to get along. But it's very difficult, like extremely difficult to find a sunscreen that's not going to pill either on top of other skincare products, because I always have other skincare underneath my SPF, or underneath my makeup products. So this one never disappoints me. It gets all like 5 million stars in my opinion. It's like one of the best hydrating, lightweight, great for, like I said, oily skin or combination oily skin or even dry skin too. It's just a great SPF. It just won't feel greasy on your skin. So definitely will repurchase this. It's in my cart right now for Amazon. I'll leave the link. It's phenomenal. The other one that I love is much more expensive. I want to say this is about 30 something. I'll make sure I link it in the description box, but this one is from Paula's Choice. You can get it at Sephora, Paula's Choice website, anywhere like that. It's the Youth Extending Daily Hydrating Fluid. It's a broad spectrum SPF 50. It says it's with antioxidants and it has soothing plant extracts. This is a great sunscreen under makeup. Just phenomenal. It's a little itty bitty thicker in texture than this one. And this one goes on basically clear, like a gel. Whereas this one goes on a little bit like lighter, like it has like an actual like slight bit of a white cast. So if you have deeper skin, just be careful. I don't know if this is going to leave a white cast. It might, but it does rub in very easily in my experience, and it does wear incredibly well under makeup, like incredibly well. Never pills, never does anything wrong. It's just a solid SPF. So I'll definitely be repurchasing this one again. Let's switch over to hair, like a random hair product, because I go through so many bottles of these in my hair kit. Now I do hair, I don't advertise for it because it's not like my main focus of what I do for a living. Makeup obviously is, but there are certain clients that I do hair on, and this is the best volumizing spray that money can buy you. It is from R&Co. It's the Balloon Dry Volume Spray. It smells amazing if you care about that. Like if you like your hair products to smell nice, this does it for you. This is just, I mean, you have to like try it to see how magical it is. If you have flat hair, if you have fine hair, if you have thin hair, if you have just no like volume problems with your hair, you have to get this. You have to try it. It feels very lightweight. It doesn't feel like, you know how certain texture sprays in your hair just make your hair feel like they're dirty and like gritty and like sandy and just yucky? This doesn't feel like that. This feels better than a dry shampoo. I actually hate the way dry shampoos feel in my hair. I never use them personally, but this feels like lightweight. You can barely feel a film. Like it's barely there and barely detectable. This is so phenomenal, especially if you're doing like, let's say you're doing like a high pony, like an updo kind of pony, or like you just want like a sassy, full of volume pony. This in your pony, if you spray it layer by layer in your pony, will give you the most voluminous, sexy ponytail of your life. But even just on like a day where you need to wash your hair and your hair is starting to get flat, starting to get kind of lifeless, spray this in your roots, shake it up, flip your head down, flip it back upside down, or flip it back up, and you have some instant va-va-voom volume. So worth every penny. I go through so many of these. I need to order this ASAP because I'm out of it in my hair kit now, but definitely I'm going to repurchase this one. Highly recommend it. Okay, we're gonna do some makeup. We made it to some makeup. Those were all like fun products, but we're gonna do some makeup. The first product that I'm gonna talk about makeup-wise is just 2 empty powders from Givenchy. These are the Prisme Libre powders. They're in the shade number 3, Voile Rosé. This powder is magic. Magic. I still haven't repurchased my own. I have one left in my makeup kit that I use professionally. That one I'll always keep restocked no matter what. Like literally, I won't go to a makeup job unless I have all of my shades stocked in my kit, but especially the number 3 because I use this heavily. Well, I use it very often. I'd say every time I go to work, I use this under the eyes. This powder is just magic. I know it's really pricey. Save your pennies for it. It is absolutely phenomenal. It's so worth it. The reason why I say it's worth it too is because I get asked a lot online, what powder do I recommend for dry under eyes, mature under eyes that are prone to creasing, eyes that are prone to like crepiness, things like that. This is always the powder that I recommend. But not only that, honestly, it's good for everyone because it's also great for some oil control. So you can put this in the T-zone. You can set your whole makeup with it. I even do like little light baking with it, as you've seen many times on my channel. I have not one complaint about this powder. It really is pure magic. And I don't say that lightly. It really is a phenomenal powder. I will be restocking these very soon for myself. Like I said, I still have one left in my makeup kit, but this is something that I'll always repurchase, and I highly recommend this powder. Now let's talk about some brows. Let's talk about brow pencils. I have so many brow pencils. I am a brow pencil connoisseur. I go through tons and tons of brow products, brow pencils specifically. I'm all about the brow pencils. I'm all about faking it till I make it with my brows and also with my clients. I need good brow pencils that are going to last all day. They're not gonna get shiny. I try all the brow pencils that come out on the market because I'm always looking for like a new and better one. So let's talk about ones that I wouldn't buy again and ones I will absolutely be repurchasing, and I have repurchased. So sadly, I never thought that there would come a day where I would replace these brow pencils. I know I've touched on this before, but the Anastasia Brow Wiz pencils, these used to be the top in the game. Like nobody beat out Anastasia Beverly Hills for the brow pencils, but sadly that day has come. These I won't repurchase. I have like one left in my makeup kit. I think it's like Auburn. I don't use it often. And I won't repurchase them. They're just not, the formula is just not up to date, in my opinion. There's so many better formulas on the market now. So these I won't repurchase. I recommend you try some newer ones that are on the market, like the Patrick Ta. I've talked about this before. It's the Major Brow Defining Pencil. This is my second one that I'm on. I have some in my makeup kit. This pencil is really unreal. It is phenomenal. It is so good. It's a fine tip pencil. You can really get in there. Oh, this is run. I can't show you because it's out. Duh. It's a really fine tip pencil, so you can really get in there and draw more hair-like strokes. Whereas, you know, this one will go on a lot more blocky. It's a more rounded pencil. It's a little thicker pencil, so you don't get that little fine stroke effect as you do with these. The newest one that came out is the Kosas Brow Nano Pop. This is also my second one. I plan on picking up some more to put in my makeup kit because I definitely need these for just drawing on a brow and also filling any gaps, holes with my client's brows. This is it's like, talk about fine tip pencil. This is even more fine tipped than the Patrick Ta. So both are equally amazing in my opinion. I feel like, judging by the looks of this, you probably get more out of the Patrick Ta. But let's take a look. There's no way I can read that. This is it's 0.001 ounce. And this is, oh, it's actually the same. 0.001 ounce. All right, so they're the same. Good to know. This one just looks deceivingly bigger, obviously. Both are great. Highly recommend these. This, not a repurchase. These will 100% be repurchasing, and I already have. So if you're looking for a new brow pencil and you have sparse brows and you need to really fake it, get these. I promise you will not be disappointed. Next up, makeup product wise, I go through so many of my Girlactic gel eyeliners. This is the shade Pure Brown. Pure Brown is by far my favorite because, you know, 6-7 days out of the week, usually I'm wearing a dark brown gel eyeliner in my waterline or just as my wing liner. I have it on today actually on my top lash line. This one is just one of my favorite formulas. It never dries out. In fact, I've been bad before where I haven't put the cap on like tight, and I've even gone back to it and it's still not dried out. It's a very great formula because it does not dry out. So it's a phenomenal formula in terms of you can get the most out of this product. Like you will get to use the very end of it without it being dry once you get to the end, which that happens a lot with mechanical twist up pencils. Once you get towards like midway, you know, you have like a quarter left of their product, it's dried out. So you can't even use the last quarter of the product anyway. So it's really just a waste. So the formula of this is phenomenal. I go through so many of these. Now I am really fortunate. Galit, the owner of Girlactic, her and I are good friends. She always sends me and restocks my kit with these. So thank you to Galit for always being so good to me. But if I didn't have her, you know, to send me products, I would definitely be repurchasing this one because it's just one of the best dark brown gel eyeliners. Doesn't run, doesn't smudge. You can still use it on the top. You can still spread it out. You can do all the things you need to do. So this is just a top-notch one for me. We have 2 more products that are Empties. The last one is another brow product. This is the Patrick Ta Major Brow Lamination Gel. This is one of the best, in my opinion, laminating gel products, like to really push your brows up on the market. There are so many new, old, somewhat new brow gels that have come on the market that claim to be like super strong hold, like, you know, we'll push your brows up, we'll do this, we'll do that, we'll keep your brows in place for 24 hours, we'll do whatever, right? They don't do it. I've tried them. They don't do it. My brows fall down within minutes of using them. So to me, they're useless because if I'm going to use a brow gel that I want to keep my brows in place and to push them up and to hold them there and to actually stay there, this is the only one. Other than my got2b styling glue, which, you know, is not always the easiest thing to use because it's like you have to push it out and get a spoolie and all those things. This is the best one, in my opinion, on the market that I've tried in a really long time. This is just phenomenal. Like if you want your brows to not go anywhere, like anywhere, and they're gonna be crunchy, I'm just gonna warn you, but if you want that, you have to get this. So definitely gonna repurchase this very soon and probably add it to my Sephora cart. Okay, last but not least, let's talk about some mascaras. Let's talk about ones that are worth it and ones that are not worth it. One is $8 to $9 depending on where you purchase it. It's from Lottie London. It's the Super Fake Mascara. And one is much more expensive. I want to say this is like $38 or something like that. You know, Charlotte Tilbury is expensive. It's the Pillow Talk Push-Up Lashes. Oh my gosh, this mascara is such a disappointment. It's such a disappointment and it's so sad. You know, I'm a sucker for really nice packaging and this is like gorgeous packaging. This just does nothing for my lashes. Like and I'm not being dramatic, it really just does nothing for my lashes, but other than make them super crunchy and hard, and they're just lifeless. Like they don't curl up, they don't do anything. This does absolutely nothing for the money. This one, on the other hand, does everything and more. I've purchased another one since. It's just an incredible drugstore mascara. You have to try it to see what I'm talking about. The way this builds volume, thickness, length, drama, you won't find a better drugstore mascara. And if you do, let me know what it is because I always am on the hunt to try new ones, but I have yet to find another one from the drugstore that's better than this one. So the wand, let's compare these wands because they're actually very, very similar. So here's the Charlotte Tilbury. And this goes to show you that formula really is key because these brushes are almost, I mean, they're very, very similar. This one has more of a flat, this has a flat side on either side. Whereas this one's just rounded all throughout. So the brush is better with this one. I definitely can tell because I don't like the flat ones too much, to be quite honest. I would rather have it be rounded all the way around. But it just goes to show you that formula really is a huge thing because similar brushes, this one does nothing. This one gives you everything you need and more. So don't waste your money. Spend $8, $9 on this one and you will be so thrilled. I'll make sure I leave it in the description box so you can check it out. It's just such an incredibly inexpensive, phenomenal mascara. So definitely gonna repurchase this one. This one, save your money, skip it. So that wraps up this video of my Empties and whether or not I would repurchase it or if I recommend it or if I recommend something else in its place. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I have so much fun going through my Empties. I saved them for a reason so I can share them all with you. So I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what your Empties are, what you plan on rebuying, if any of these are your favorite products as well that you plan on repurchasing. If you like videos like these where I talk about products, you can check out more right here. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss my future ones, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.